There's like so many people homeless right now, like the process of getting any kind of help takes months. So good thing I was able to come here and, you know, save some money up. Like, I don't take it for granted. That's why I try to do this, help out, do whatever I can, you know, just as appreciation. I found a place. I'm supposed to be getting out of here in a couple weeks. The building I was living in Detroit, landlord sold the building, and so he gave us like 30 days to get out or whatever. But luckily, I knew Peggy at the time, so she let me come stay here. Yeah, if I got to take 50 breakfasts down the Lannis, plus the 20 people that's already in the house. That's why I said these will probably be gone in the first hour or two. When the volunteers come in from U of M, they usually have little side projects like this because it's just tedious work. You got to stand in one spot and do it forever.
You're entering a different world. This is like, what you're looking at is the remains of the original Camp Take Notice. Right where you're looking, where was our kitchen and community area, and there was sanitary facilities over here. And then right over here, there were probably 30 or 40 people living here at one time. And this was the first attempt at trying to create an intentional community for homeless people. The first recruit to this camp was Nevenka and her son Volky, who were refugees from Russia. And they were over there at the Starbucks on the edge of the property, hovered. They were huddling around the gas fireplace on the outside of the coffee shop. And they had run into some problems, and they had overstayed their visas, and they didn't know what to do. So Caleb took them in, and Nevenka became the house mother of the camp. And every camp we've ever had since has had a house mother. And her son was very resourceful, and he brought people into the camp who all had different talents. So it was a really useful arrangement. And if you look in here, you'll see the remains. To this day, you'll find the remains of camps that have come and gone since.
I've been homeless since my mother put me out the house when I was 15. I've been living by myself since I was 15. But I've been getting Social Security all that time. And I came down with a mental illness, and I became more homeless when I started doing drugs and alcohol, and the peer pressures from teenage years started coming up. I took on them like an adult take on stress. And I'm homeless. I'm sitting there watching how everything goes, but you gotta have good behavior. You can't come someplace and say you're homeless, but you don't act like you're homeless. I'm still smiling. And look, it's supposed to be a winter day. I can't find my gloves. I got some beautiful gloves, but I can't find them. But that's okay, because I got hope in what I'm doing. If you fall, you get back up again, or God gonna get you back up and say, you're not failing, you're not letting me down. I got you, take my right hand. And every person that's homeless got a different story, but don't let them cry. Because their emotions will make the tears come down their eyes, and then you have to cry with them. I've been through a lot. And when you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you go through the tunnel and that light is still there, you can't do nothing but be happy.
One of the things that we were very, very adamant about is creating a camp where drugs were under control, and we were, right from the get-go, we wanted the place to be very clean. So we ran regular trips to the dumpsters, and people would bring things to us. once they found out we were here, people would bring things to us, And so it became a community activity. So the churches would take an interest, and so, that's how we got started. When we had 30, the people at the mall started to complain about the presence of a homeless encampment back here, and the guy who owned the land was forced to give the police permission to evict us. We were at a public library down the street when it happened. We had 5 or 6 churches at that point that were with us, and our small board of directors got calls from the people at the camp saying, we're being evicted. And we came running, and that's how we ended up at the current location that you visited the other day over on Wagner. And we did a mass move, and that's how it all started. And at that camp on Wagner Road, which we dubbed CTN, there were probably about 75 to 80 people there during the summer months, and in the winter it dropped down to maybe 30 or 40. Now that's the camp that was ultimately shut down by the governor of Michigan after our BBC interview. And what that led to was the first Mercy House run by Peggy, and ultimately the Housing First model, which housed many, many, many people. But they housed, I think, about 50 of our people for a year, and that's how it all began. The new model, which is now been accepted as the way homelessness should be addressed.
Mercy House is a house of hospitality in the tradition of Dorothy Day and Jane Addams. So what that means in practice is that we are a community of people that have experienced homelessness in the past, and some people who have never experienced homelessness, and together as a community we try to be open and hospitable to, I need some place to put these, open and hospitable to the wider community, everybody, but especially people who are experiencing homelessness. And we become a community, we become friends. So that means that as people get into housing, we're hoping that they will stay connected with us and still stop in and have breakfast with us on Saturday. What's happening around you right now is decidedly different because this is just a house. This is just where we live. We're not an institution. All we're trying to do is extend the hospitality of our home consistently over and over and over again to people that often don't have a home and are often feeling very alienated and disconnected. Saturdays and 2 nights a week we have meals available for the community, and as well as showers and laundry and just friendship, making people feel like they're welcome because they are. Trying to be a friend one person at a time to people who often can really benefit from that.
I'm here at Peggy's house. Peggy is like, say for instance, if you're on the streets, you don't have nowhere to go on the weekend, and you're hungry, you just want a good cup of hot coffee, a warm thanks, and a warm meal, this is the place to come to. I've been coming here for a couple years. Kids that's 18 through 24, that's like the forgotten span of kids. So here it's like they can come here, get some food, good people, good environment. Peggy's house is amazing. It's just she's a good person. She's been doing this since I was 18. You know what I'm saying? So me and Peggy go a long way. So yeah, I can vouch for her. She's an amazing woman. You know what I'm saying? And this house is an amazing place for people who needs anything, tampons, anything. It's like a big family. Everybody knows everybody. They know you by your name. They see you walking down the street. It's like, hey, you need a ride? Or if you're cold, hey, you need a coat. We got the tents. You know, do you need a tent or you want some food? But it's just the community itself. It's like a big family.
Our goal now is to acquire a large piece of land and perhaps create a tiny house community or a cottage community, and also acquire more of these Mercy houses. Mercy houses do seem to be a model that works really well. So, but what we want to try to do is create our own intentional community where people are able to live, people who don't fit into the mainstream, and try to build this idea for, you know, the truth is that as people age, the idea of trying to find a permanent housing solution for people who are homeless retirees becomes a very serious thing, and it's got to happen with wraparound services. But what we want to do is explore an idea where community and family is built right into the model. So that's something that we're playing around with right now, and hopefully we'll be able to make it happen.